So I'd like to say good afternoon to each and every one of you that have joined us today for this light language workshop, whatever you want to call it. I just like to say it's a remembrance of who you are. I'm not here to be the teacher. I'm just here to help you remember who you are, and that this too is a gift that you have within you. So my name is Leticia Pizano. I am 38 years old, and I've been speaking light language for about 5 years. However, I recently come out in the past 3 years to kind of get it out into the community, to let people know. And also another reason to have my kids be like, Mom isn't crazy, like I'm thinking this language is coming from somewhere. And also they are the ones that kind of coached me and gave me that assurance that we know this language. We know, we don't know how to explain it, but and so that kind of helped me move into it, because your kids. They always say a drunk person or your children will never lie, right? They don't. They don't. My mission is to be that ambassador for us in the human race, or us as we live in this matrix, to help people awaken to that gift. And we say spiritual gift because we don't want to get people so focused on these psychic gifts that people say you want to be clairvoyant, clairaudient, claircognizant. There's more to that. There's more to you than just those 7 or 8 spiritual gifts. There's an infinite amount of gifts that you have within you, and everyone has a language within you. So we know everything is energy, right? Energy is everything. And so what this light language or speaking in tongues, we hear, I was just speaking to a lady earlier about that. Light language, you hear called light language, universal language, heart language, galactic language, universal language, speaking in tongues, angelic language. There's so many words for it. Just I tell people, think of it like this. It's like when you go to a psychic or a medium or intuitive or clairvoyant, clairaudient, the shaman, a seer, a knower, a fortune teller, a gypsy. It's all the same. So the same thing as light language. It's a creator language. It's God language. It's a light language. I like to say light language just because I know that I am of light, and I come from that light. So you too come from the same light, if we are all one. Understand that concept. I take that back, cancel that. We understand that concept. Understand is an understatement to who you are. You understand that, so it is always under you. When we understand something, that's the inner knowing of who you are, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Soul, spirit, understand these things, this new concept. So I have a spiritual mastery series, and one of the 7th, I think it's the 7th class, I do this light language activation, or connecting to your higher self through light language, because I think it's a very big step for someone to have in their toolbox. You have this toolbox or this bag of tools or gifts, these things that you guys use as we call crystals, pendulums, tarot cards, I don't know, whatever gifts that you use. Sometimes some of us, I tell the most important gift that you can ever have is your body, right? That's how you can give energy to energy readings. If you've done Reiki or do body work, it's the same thing. You're reading that person's energy. Just like I'm probably reading some of your energy. My heart is pounding really, really fast. And I'm like, this isn't my energy. Whose energy is this? It's okay. You are my friend. So with that, the most important thing is your body, the language of your body, the gift and the power within your body. If the universe is out there, the universe is in here. So that is the very step, and I think again in 2019, that's where we're moving to, is moving more and being connected to our body and listening to our bodies more, and like our primordial ancestors did. They were so in tune with this body. Another thing I like to tell people is it's always been within us. We've always been created with these spirits, these water spirit, the earth, the space, universe, soul spirit, the air spirit, and the fire spirit. So, yeah. So I might just went blank there. Okay, they said move on. Let's get. I was going somewhere with that, but okay. So, anyways, so light language is a root language of all languages. They're just different dialects. I'm Native American, and so we speak a Meskwaki language, and there's about 300 tribes that speak that language with the different dialects. Not all of them are the same, but there's similar languages where we have cousin languages or cousin tribes where some of the dialects are similar. So you think 300 tribes can speak just this one dialect or Meskwaki language. Algonquian, I can't even pronounce the word, Algonquian language. And so we think, look around the world, our different countries where the different languages are spoken, and then we look back to English language and look how the English language has been derived of many different languages and put them together to create this Western language. I like to tell people from my point of view and what I've experienced and been shown is in other cultures, English language is a low vibrational language. It keeps you in this robotic state of mindset. Keeps you just at a lower vibrational. But anyways, we're moving into that different emergence in 2019 of getting connected to the higher self, getting connected to Creator, building that relationship stronger. So I know and I vision that one day none of us will be speaking the English language because our ancestors didn't speak the English language. Well, primordial ancestors. There wasn't just one universal language. Ancient language, where our languages have been broken up, given, other beings coming here, giving us different languages, and then becoming westernized here, we speak this English language like it's ours, and it's not. We were eating breakfast this morning, and my nephew, he moved back from Arizona, and we were praying at the table, because that's something we do before we eat, is have prayer. And he says, I'm not going to pray because my family doesn't do that. He said, I'm not a white person or something in the thing. I'm not white, I'm not. And so I said, you know what? Wait a minute. Let me help you rephrase that. Not to be racist or anything. I said, but you are what we say in this white mindset. And again, not to be racist but this is what I told him. I said, because English is not your language. Praying is a way of who you are to be. Our ancestors did it many moons, right? And I said, so you wanting to go watch and play a video game, that's not who you are. That is something made up to keep you distracted from the real things that you need to pay attention to. And so, and then he just kind of looked at me, and he's like 13 years old, but I know that his soul on a different level understood what I was trying to get to him. Again, not being racist, but, he's just, so those are the type of teachings I try to give my children or the children that come to my home, whether I am with my own children or other people's children, and not to be forceful or, dogmatic, like I am the one with all the rules and the right stuff. I'm not. So today, that's what I want you to do, is take this information, keep what feels true to you. The rest, leave it behind. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt me at all. But this does give me joy and delight that you are here today and that you have a little bit of hunger to find something else other than what you have. There's more information, the need for more, and that's good because it's like we say, food for the soul, right? So this language is a multi-dimensional language. And we say multi-dimensional because you are multi-dimensional. You are infinite. You are eternal. There are beings out there that are soulless, meaning they have a lifespan of probably 9,000, 10,000 years old, but they are not like you all, us. We beings who have souls, it was God's promise that we are eternal, immortal, infinite, just as He is. So this light language, when I say talk about multidimensional, even those things or beings even get the language. There's something like we have a domain, or we have this energetic power. Not that we're better than them, but this language even derives them out of our field, of our domain, of being in our circles, things like that. So there's many things that you can do with light language. There's light language that mimics animal noises. There's our sounds in nature, ticking, light language as singing. Some people say light language, it's a language, so it's always spoken, and that's not the case. Light language can be danced, it can be written, it can be drawn out. If you see people who draw light language or soul paintings, that's what they're doing. They're creating their own language in a painting or a drawing. Some people do it in symbology, like some people write symbols. Like, how many of you are Reiki masters or Reiki? Okay, so like and Reiki, there's symbols, right? So that's a bit of light language too, and they have a resonance that, a resonance that gives them a different power to heal in some way or sorts. So with light language spoken, I think it's very fascinating because you get to hear the different, those dialects coming out of the voice. And again, voice is very powerful. God gave you a voice to speak power, speak truth, and not saying that one is better than the other. I voice my language, and I make light of it. I have fun with it. I go to restaurants and I'll shout something out. My kids are like, "Oh my gosh, my mom in the hospital and say something," or someone is being attitude toward me and I'm saying something to them. I have fun with it because I know everyone needs to remember who they are. And if that doesn't get out to them, I know that their heart is picking up on that vibration. They understand it in a sense somehow. So being that ambassador, doing my part and having fun with it, where I don't have to be right here in a classroom type thing and be so serious with it. I like to have fun, and that's something what this light language has had me to do, is just to remain in my childlike essence, to have fun. So how many of you are familiar with light language? Okay, and how many of you speak your light language? And again, it's not about speaking, it's singing as well. I mean, I've been here a couple times, and there's some beautiful people here that have, blasted me off, I was like, oh wow, you just laid down, and whew, there I went through some of the people's voices here. It's amazing. So again, I would encourage you all to look it up, read, there's so many things out there, so many people out there, and look up pictures, look up sound healing with the voices and different languages. And so with that, when I talk about it's multidimensional, intergalactical, galactical, inner earth, if you guys are familiar with that, these languages come from everything, from the plants, from the elementals, from the rock, from the different spirits. They come from all of these, and that's how we communicate. Just think of when a baby's born. How does a baby speak? Goo goo gaga ba ba da 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 do 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 do. But you somehow know what they want, right? you follow along with it. I like to say that they're speaking their own language. They're speaking a light language. Then we say, oh no, no, this is microphone. No, that's not blah, 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 blah. That is hot. Don't touch. You know, I'm not mom, you know, I'm mother. I am Leticia. You know, so we tend to start giving them this English language of what everything is, right? And then what also fascinates me is a thing called synesthesia, where people can, that's another form of, again, light language, like color. This could be something to them. They could smell this red or taste it instead of taking it in, you know, in the cognitive sense of red, color, red, shirt, you know, jacket. Right, these people, and mostly artists, that they begin to see the world so much differently. And I think light language, that's what we're moving into, is learning a different language to what everything is and is meaning. You know, because I would be little and be like, how did they come up with this is paper? And who came up with white? Where'd that come from? Who named all the animals? How, you know? What about all the races? You know, I used to think stuff like that. And now, again, working with the higher self and higher consciousness, you get a part of that information given to you. You get to delve into that, going to the different multi-dimensions with this light language. So light language helps you in many ways, you know. When I'm watching the news, I'm just saying something in light language, you know, or I feel these energies come to me, I just go ahead and zap it out with some light language, you know, or, you know, my dog is trying to get in the house and attack everybody's shoe. I'm like, you know, I'm telling them something, you know. Also, your animals, how do you know what your animals say? A lot of you, how many of animal people, you animal? You know a language that you speak only to your animals, right? Your fur babies. So it's kind of the same thing, you know, except for, you know, on the ground, woo, 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 meow, meow. You know, there's a language, a more deeper, heartfelt language that you have with these beings, right? Or your crystals. How many of you speak to your crystals? Your rocks, your plants, you know, like it is something, it is someone, it is alive. So much alive. And so these beings, and I say beings because they are alive, everything organic is alive, it has a language to it. Have any of you seen Wrinkle in Time, the movie? You see the part where Reese Witherspoon, the kids are taken into this beautiful dimension and they're in this big old grassy area and it's so beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, it looks like home, you know. And the kids are talking to these flowers and I'm like talking to them and they're like, well, we don't understand them. What are they talking? And they say, oh, because they're speaking flower language. And you know, then she gets over there and she starts, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, yes. I was crying. I can't watch that movie whole through. I just cry. I'm like, there's so much truth in that movie. You know, I'm like a little kid. I get excited. Yes. But she starts speaking this language to these flowers, which is amazing. And again, it goes back to our primordial ancestors, of how they were so connected to everything and all things. I'm Native American, so, you know, so into this shamanism or medicine, our old folks, ancestral stuff of being connected to that. And I don't think that it's just Native Americans. I think it's all indigenous people. All of us come from an indigenous people, regardless of what our skin color is. We all have some history where our people, our families, first forefathers were connected to this earth, no matter where we come from. So I think it's very important. I think that's my part, is to get these languages out there and to let you know that they're just not coming from out there. Some of these languages are coming from right around you, from your houses, from your pets, from your plants, from your crystals, from your outside, and most importantly, from inner earth, the beings that are in there. And these languages are coming more and more about. I'm telling you, last year I didn't have too many people that friends that, I kept doing activations, and I'm thinking, they probably think I'm crazy. Well, I'm just going to say this activation anyway. Or I do the spirit prayer, and I'll tell these people, I'm going to do this prayer for you. And I'm like, wow, what language is that? And I'm like, oh, Syrian. From Sirius B. And they're like, what? The prayer's for you. Okay, take it, But again, I have fun with it. And it's not about explaining exactly where it comes from. You will know individually, heartfelt, where it comes from, right? So when I say use your discernment when you go on YouTube and you're Googling these languages, because some will say Lyrian, and you'll hear Lyrian person speaking a different Lyrian language, well, it's not going to sound the same as this person speaking this. It's not like that. It's not. Some languages do not overlap. Some languages aren't going to be exactly the same. Everyone has a different way of interpreting it, right? Just like one reader knows how to read a certain way than another one. One reader's going to give you this information, the other reader's going to give you something else. But it's all understood in the heart, a heartfelt language that's not cognitive. It's in the spirit brain, spirit side. So we know that it is beyond what you can feel, touch, taste, and all your senses here, right? We're moving out of that. It's the unseen. And trust in what you say. Trust in what you hear. It might be a little bit scary at first because you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to say this. This just sounds too weird. It's just, nah. Practice with it. Practice makes perfect. Believe me, I sit a lot of times in the mirror. Practicing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti 100 times. Moving the vocal cords around. Getting myself used to saying, I'm not a singer. I can't even hit a tune. But get me in this light language and I'm starting to come, it just comes out. I don't know how, it just does, right? It's like with anything, right? Did you know how to ride a bike when you first got a bike? No, you learned somehow. How do you remember to use, no, I'm not saying that. Take a shower. Did you start with your head? You start with your feet. You start somewhere, right? And you get a ritualistic way of doing things. We all have ritualistic healings, everything. So I like to tell people, let's practice. And at home with my kids, we do this practice where I have a ball, my energy ball, and I get my kids kind of like this, and we start throwing it to each other. So my kids catch it, give it back to me. I'll say something, I give it back to them. They say something, she passes it to the other kid, and we go back and forth. But they all have to say something, anything. So when I first start speaking up, my guides were like, well, again, you got to get yourself out of the cognitive thinking. Get yourself out of there. Because what wants to come will come. But let's trust yourself. Well, how do I do that? Well, so I'm driving down the highway. This is my best part. It's always in the highway. Always when I'm driving, right? How many do that? When you're driving. Everything always comes to you when you're driving, right? So I'm driving down the highway and I'm saying, highway, cat, 81, exit, 1, 2, McDonald's, red, car, 47, car, cat, hat, water, air, plane, zoo, 2, 4, 1, 8, 7, white, donkey, horse, apartment, housetop, rooftop, stove, refrigerator. So I start saying these things just to get it to come out. Just to get things to come out. 1, 2, 8, B, 7, 4. And then I'm at home, I do the ABCs, A, B, C, D, F, G. Then switch it up a bit, throw a number in there, color, start just saying different things. Why? Because you're getting yourself out of the left brain, right? Of having everything to be put the way it's supposed to be. The house is in Oklahoma, right? Oklahoma, house, roof, whatever. Say whatever, because it's not supposed to make sense here, right? It's gonna make sense here. So then with that, I would play the music so loud. My favorite song, Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Sing that song like I can sing it just like her. Which sometimes I think I can. But it's getting your voice, getting it out. Hit a Mariah Carey tune, you know. Emotions, higher than the heavens above, you know. So you're getting this, I'm using my vocal cords. I'm believing in myself, right? Fake it till you make it thing, right? And then bam, it comes in. So, see, something that easy. It just comes in. And then I'm not thinking, I wasn't make sense of this? Where's this coming from? Wait, where's the start and where's the beginning? Was that a sentence or was that a paragraph? You know? I just let it go. It just came in. And then just start talking and saying these things. And then I hear these again and again and start speaking. But I do ask, where's it coming from? The very first language was a Pleiadian language. Pleiadian language that came through. Why? Because I'm very connected to the Pleiadians. My mom was Pleiadian. I love Atlantis. My mom was like, I don't know, 5'9", very tall, very, you know, my mom was like this tall, my dad was like this tall. She always loved unicorns, always fascinated with that. So I always just grew up thinking Pleiadians. And it just came to me. So I just speak a light language of Pleiadians. And then in 2015, I had lost my, I have 11 kids. So the 11th pregnancy was twins. And the boy passed at 3 months. Mm-hmm. And pregnancy, vanishing twin syndrome, but we know now that he is on a ship, Lyrian ship. So he was like speaking to me in this language, not English, and I kept saying, why are you speaking to me in this language? Why don't you speak to me in English? You know, what's up with this? And he was like, you got to get this out. Just say this to my baby sister. She's going to be okay. And so I would speak to my baby, you know, in this Lyrian language. And she would just light up. She was the happiest thing, you know, just gumming this beautiful, energetic smile back to me, giggling and cooing and awing. And my kids would be like, oh my gosh, Mom, that sounds so beautiful. You're giving me cold chills. And it just grew from there. I did a plant medicine ceremony, and Syrian language came in. And they do a lot of rolling of the R's and a rolling of the tongue and a lot of, and it makes my voice go high pitched, which I'm like, I don't ever use that voice. And some of them are like, just so sound primordial. I mean, I can't explain it. It's like something you have to experience yourself. And I'll share them with you here in a little bit. But I just want to continue saying what this light language is. It's a quantum carrier, a carrier vehicle of information, utilizing the observer, receiver to activate the information within. Light language is a higher dimensional frequency that speaks directly to your DNA, your energy field, finding a resonance that balances you on profound and practical levels. While your mind may not understand the words, the subtle bodies understand this and support the healing languages of that light and what that light offers to you. Because people are like, oh, well, what are you going to do with this language? Well, what is the language for? And I'm like, why is these languages coming to me? And, it's because it's a gift, because it's already in me. They just awaken it. But we have to practice it using the human body, right, for it to come through. And then we have insectoid languages, where it's just language is just mimicking insectoid vibration, the frequencies. They all speak to themselves, right? When you hear frogs at night, sound so beautiful. It makes you feel some way. Or when the locusts are calling for the rain to come, There was a meaning behind. Our ancestors knew why they were chirping the way they were chirping, or speaking the way they were speaking, singing the way they speak, right? Like we was talking about earlier. When your animals hurt or when they want something, right? They make a noise or do something, send out a vibration that they're not okay, or maybe they're excited, on a different level. So being connected to that. So again, I think it's really important for us to connect with our different galactical languages. So I put one of these series into my mediumship series because I want folks to know how important it is that it's not just about learning about tarot. It's not learning just about a pendulum to be a medium. It's learning other universal things, because you are too universal. And I tell people it goes from one level of being spiritual to becoming galactical, or whatever you want to call it, when you're raising through the different multi-dimensions, those different levels of consciousness. You're expanding yourself more and more and more. So you go from just tarot and angel readings and all these things, then you go, bam, UFOs, bam, Pleiadians, bam, Intergalactical Fleet of Federation of Light, bam, the Syrian Council of Light, bam, the Nine Council, all these different councils. I work with a team called Universal Alliance, which is a team of beings from this universe and other multiverses. What they've done is come here to school me and school some of my friends, my brothers and sisters, I like to call them, right? For us to utilize this information, to utilize primordial knowledge, moving back into that. And I think that's what we're doing, is moving into remembering who we are. It's when I say remember who you are, I mean remember who you are from, right? And all that which is yet to unfold in that, right? So want to start. Does anyone have any questions before we start? I want to do a little practice and then do a little demonstration. But anyone have any questions? No? No? Good, because I can talk all night. No, I'm kidding. When we do light language activations, it's to, again, speaking to all of you, mind, body, soul, spirit. It is a DNA activation. We got to think about our bodies now and all the things we've lived through in this lifetime now, what we consume into our bodies. We have mutilated DNA based on the things that we eat, based on the things we consume through TV, based on emotions that we've carried, physical ailments, spiritual things. And I say spiritual, we have ancestors, and my kids would say cosmic brothers and sisters, no matter the way you look at it. We have creators who have come and created us when they genetically engineered us and manipulated our blood. There's a chemical within your body that keeps you dormant, keeps your gifts dormant for a reason. So what being spiritual and doing everything that you're doing, well, if we all said, okay, we'll do it, right? We'll come here and we'll experience it. It's a beautiful thing. I don't regret anything. It's a beautiful thing. All infinite possibilities. But with light language, what we're doing is deprogramming and reprogramming the DNA, the mindset, the heart space, everything. We talk about your chakra system, everything from the physical bodies of you feeling sore, hurt, pain in the back, pain in the neck, all these things. Light language can help on all levels and more. So when I say mutilated DNA, it's like where we all come from, our ancestral lineage, our ancestral healing, what our genetics are. The light language kind of just gets in there, breaks it down and puts it back together, and it's geometrical, primordial geometrical form, where it's not maybe half of the atom or half of the DNA is mutilated, tore up, looks crazy, looks scary, right? When I think of that, I think of that doctor, what's his name? He did the water emotion. Yeah. And you see how the water looks, it's all, when it's downgraded or when people, it's low vibrational. It looks scary, right? It's all cracked up, and so we think too. Look in our bloods. If you are this 85, 90% water, and you have stinking thinking, think about how that looks within us, right? They say a poor thinker has a poor life. So, what we do with this language or affirmations, invocations, prayer, we learn to talk to this body. I want what's best for my body just as well as I want what's best for your body, or my children's body, or my children's and their grandchildren, and so forth, right? And the ones before me, because we know time and space exists like this continuum. So we want to even go back, way back. Sometimes I talk to Creator or God, the source energy, in light language, not just use this English language. And I'd say this prayer is for you because you believed in me. You knew I was going to be here to be of service for you. So I'm going to say this prayer for you. Thank you. Much gratitude. So we talk to the body in a beautiful, universal type way. Instead of being mean to it, downgrading it, telling it, oh, you're too short. You only wear a size 5.5. Dang. You know? Or looking at those magazines. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had this. Why? Oh, can't do this. You know, we downgrade this body so much instead of giving it thanks. Well, light language, that's what we do. I get in there and I speak to the body and tell it, I love you so much. This is what we're going to do for you. We're going to pray for you. So switch it up a bit. Change it up. Get your soldiers in there lined up. Because you have bigger and better things to do, especially this 2019. Each and every one of you have missions to complete. Right? So it allows you also to pick up those realms from the other dimensions. Helps you they say we eat lighter, we become lighter, we move lighter. Yeah. Moves you into that light body space. So when you are meditating, when you are doing your astral travel, when you are moving into higher dimensions. You know, who's ever meditated and get back in the body and it's like real heavy and it's like, oh, this heavy body, right? So the light language also helps you move into those, move easier in those upper realms and the higher levels of consciousness faster. Instead of, how many of you take a long time, it takes you a long time to just lay down and get relaxed. Sometimes you say, I don't have time to lay down and relax and meditate. My mind doesn't stay quiet long enough. Right? Light language helps that. Again, getting you out of the cognitive into the spiritual realms, to the unseen of who you are, because that's where you come from, the unseen. So we say telepathic communication. Light language is that. You receive that language telepathically or channeling it, however you'd like to word that. So before we practice and get started, I wanted to, some of you are familiar with chakras, the mudras, and the sounds of those, right? So I wanted to do a little demonstration to kind of open your eyes, your heart, the three beings of who you are, and all the channels of who you are, get you connected. We talk about the the 12 chakra system, the rainbow system connecting to central sun, the sun within you, and inner earth sun. So I wanted to do something with you all to kind of help move you through this 2019 to help you activate that and activate your languages. So if you could stand, you can do this together. So we're going to use the first mudra, which is the root chakra, right? Lam. So we're going to put it here to our eye space. And we're going to use the universal ing. So it's I-N-G, ing. So it goes here in the eye space. You can open your legs. And we're going to say ing as long as you can and as long as you want. Right? Good. Now we're going to go to the back of the ears. And we're going to say ong. O-N-G. Ong. Awesome. So we're going to take all the fingers, all the spirits of who you are, put them in your solar plexus, and we're going to say Va. So take a deep breath in. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. So just feel that energy, feel that resonance. It feels good. You feel light. You feel energetic. You guys can remember to do that. I'm about to lift off here. Hold on. Let me get grounded here. You can do that as a quick meditation to kind of help move you into this light language, move you into this meditative state, and to help you whenever you need to prepare for meditation or astral travel, or even just to lay down and go to bed. So what that does is, again, what we talked about is helping you move into that space of body, mind, spirit, and moving into the higher realms and opening this emerging or this embodiment of this language. Okay, so you all can have a seat now. And so it was so good to hear some sound healers in here. You guys, I was like, oh, he's in practice. So good. So, and so again, we move into the light language or the activations of the mudras. And how many of you are familiar with that? With those, right? So we have Lam, right? And you can sit down or you can stand up with these. I kind of like to write my own rules. You write your own rules. Feel free to. So we say Lam. And Vam is like this, right hand on top, left. Right at the solar plexus. Vam. V-A-M. And then we cross the fingers and we'll hold it in the same place, and it is Ram. R-A-M. Ram. So we do kind of like Lam, but we'll take the right hand and place it above the heart, and the other one If you're sitting, it'll go on your leg here. Or you just stand it, put it here. Same concept. And again, it's yum. Beautiful. And then we have the fingers go up here, fold it down. And it is hum. My kids say ham. Now we're hungry. Hum. Sorry. Told you, I'm a young kid. I'm young at heart. And then this is with the heart chakra here. Your middle finger's up. And we like to say space. And I'll tell you in a little bit when we get done with this what these fingers represent. So you have a heart, right? Heart in there. Middle finger up. All the other fingers are down. Thumbs down. Heart space. Third eye, really. Third eye. But, pinky up, all fingers crossed in. And this is Ong. I believe it's Ong. A-N-G. Remember we said Ong and behind the ears, but Ong, right? You see it like this, or you also see it like this, because it is the divine lotus, right? The crown chakra. Ong. A-N-G. Oh, thank you. So I just wanted to give you that as a little practice, which is a huge practice in other places. I mean, this is something that you guys can do. Just you can download this picture off the internet if you want copies. We could probably get some copies. I can email them to you. Again, you're using the voice. You're using your hands. These, again, think about sign language. And we think when people talk, light language, sometimes I speak with my hands. There's this tapping, right? We know the body. It speaks in different languages, right? We're receptive to that stuff. So those help. And I say that because, again, we talked about the parts of who we are, the beings that I know also talk about. That's why we have 5 fingers, because we were made up of the 5 spirits, right? The water spirit, the earth spirit, space, universe, soul, source energy, I like to say. But my kids like to say, so we can say space? Air spirit, fire spirit. I always like to think of lighting a cigarette, right? I mean, a cigarette, yeah. A lighter, yeah. So those are really good. And again, when we correlate those things with that, and we know why we're touching. So when we're doing an activation or a prayer, or when I'm doing an online video, sometimes I'm touching my hands, my face with different fingers, trying to get to people, or I'm doing things maybe with the whole hand. But that's what we're using, these energies as well. That's in us. And those mudras are a perfect example. When I said that, I was like, oh my gosh. Like this is pretty cool, right? It's like an aha moment. So I just wanted to share that with you guys again, and you're voicing that. You're voicing it somehow. Another thing, and you'll find in light language, is it's a lot of nasal. Some language is nasal, right? And some of the English language, it doesn't even let the roof of our the tongue touch the roof of our mouth. And you hear in other languages where they're rolling their tongues or so your upper chakras are always being able to connect to the higher realm, right? Right? So practice listening to other languages, practice moving your tongue around, doing things, making sounds that you probably wouldn't be doing, with the neighbor or with my husband. He's just like, oh yeah, okay, and sometimes he'll say some things and it just cracks us up, but have fun with it. It's not meant to be like this is the way, this is the book, and this is how you do it, right? I've never learned anything in anybody's book. I've made my own way. And it's not, again, my way. I'm just giving you something that maybe some tool or some idea that you will pick up and you'll grow into your own, right? So again, we practice with the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Practice with the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, colors, and then you just different things. Let it come through. Say different wording. So would anyone like to practice?
Yes.
Okay. So you can say anything you want. Just say whatever comes to mind. Again, you've done it many times to learn everything you know today, right? You practiced, you did it somehow. Someone showed you, someone taught you. The same thing. You want to learn light language, you got to practice with it. You got to have fun with it. I was going to bring my kids today, and they're like, "Oh, Mom, you're going to put us on the spot?" Heck yeah, any chance I get, I do. And so they didn't get ready in time, so I let them slide on this one. But other than that, we practice. So we're going to do this. Everyone, grab your hands, put them together, and you can sing it, you can preach it, you can word it, you can say, I don't know, a nature sound, whatever comes to your heart space. There's a color, say the color, because again, light language is kind of like symbology, how we speak to the spirit world. It's in colors, it's in signs, it's in language, it's in numbers, it's just say whatever, all right? Even if it's throw the ball to someone else. Get it. Practice, okay? It's not about getting it right the first time, all right? And maybe some of them you already have it. Okay, so we're gonna practice. All right, can we stretch it out? You feel that energy? Feel your energy expand it. Oh, it's so big. You're a magnificent man. Look at all your beautiful, beautiful energy. Yeah. Okay. Good. You feel it? You feeling tingling? Feeling beautiful energy? Good. That's you, all of you. And you are more of that. And you can expand it even more. Expand it way out there to the universe. And bring it all back. In your heart space. Oh. Okay, so who's ready to catch the ball? I'm going to throw it to Carla.
Kai.
And then you throw it to someone else.
Toi.
Keep it going.
Oh, okay. I say it, and when I throw it, is that right?
Yeah, just throw it to someone else.
Toi. Oh.
Po.
No, tapas.
Purple.
Almost like a tepe.
Yellow.
Red.
Anya.
I don't have a very good name. Kiriakisha.
George.
Okay, we'll have it here. Two-way.
Maria. Maria's ignoring us.
Hello.
Yeah, Maria.
It's in here.
Yeah.
Kaya ako susuban niya, may sikit pa ha. Goat.
Joy, 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 joy. TV. Decide. Yeah. You're gonna do it. Either one.
Shaka.
Right. Om na sa city.
Thank you.
There we are.
Leticia.
Sang. Sang.
Kiwawiaman.
Pray.
Min.
Love.
Aniyakiya.
Hiya, 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 hiya.
Right. Kaylee.
Konnichiwa.
Lihana okasi uko. Di alina aka zoko ria dia. Dia alo gus get go gi.
Oh, my mind is blank right now. Sorry.
Your mind is supposed to be blank because you're supposed to.
Nothing's coming though. I was like, nothing's coming out. Everything's supposed to be.
Melee. Love.
Como sa tipi se patama kata se na se na ma patalo sa pata sekete.
Luminare.
We didn't say apartment.
Shine. Konnichiwa. Yuriya.
She has her eyes closed.
Okay.
What's your name?
Ma'am.
Mine?
Wow.
Go somewhere. Can you bring her back from the ship, please? Carla?
Okay. Katai. Me? Oh.
He's not going to lie. You so I knew who's lovely by my get on what? What? Lisa.
Hiya, hiya, hiya. Hiya, kia,
Ni ana ako zoko kiti. Yana lang akata ka. Zoko kiti ke na ka singka. Kiki ka ang za ika.
Shh, I love that.
Cái đưa mình ra đây. Ka.
Inta te toko uzuko ki karate toko o.
Pretty. Yep, you got it.
Ja, ja.
I, all the way back. Solokai.
Kathy Frame.
13. Oh, me. Oh, okay. Joyful, joyful, we adore thee. Jan.
Omakase ne mama sakata makasakati se papata na topic te pipe pa se te popo ne po se po.
Oh, you. Oh, you. Oh, yeah.
Which one?
You.
Me? Okay. I'm just gonna throw it up so whoever wants it. Touche.
Touché.
Ki ana uzuko ki karate na aka sa inga. Unko ki tika na aka ina ka sa ka uzuko ki. Ti alala aka isa anko.
Laughter.
Yeah. Amiga, we just,
I don't know what this is, but something.
Po se kite mo se po na na ne so kate se mo nya de se mo na se kite ma ta ta ka ta po si po se mo.
So remember, think of the elements. What do the elements speak to you? What do they say? Think of your animals. Think of your children. Think of the air. What does it sound like? What does it say? What does the water say to you? What does the fire say to you? What does the earth say to you? Listen to every one of you say something is beautiful because it is in you. Move, just do a dance movement. Just blink your eyes if that's all it needs to be. Trust in who you are. Your magnificence. What do you think? It's always been there. Move into your gifts.
Po se po po ta mini ma ta ta bra ke te si ka po ta ka se te. Aya hey ya. Aya hey. Aya hey ya. Aya hey ya.
Hi.
Hazel.
Love and joy.
En sinne so en twa en we signal Leticia.
Ina angka singka. Kika da angka do ninga da ang. Ya na angka so ko inka. Tangka da ko kinka kinka. Yang kata ka singka pa ninka ka no ko ni na kinka ka so ko kinka para ka sa kinka da ko kinka.
The sound of that bowl. I don't know how to dance that bowl.
So just play with
I
it.
have no idea.
That's what that
What
was.
was that?
That's my wolf.
Who hasn't had the ball?
Maria.
Yeah.
Sisters.
Osa ke te mamma se te tama se te ke po me sipi se manonota se ta se se ke ta ka me se nata se po te ki
I feel like I need to stand up.
Yeah, feel free to stand up, feel free to move.
All right, I'll stand up for this one. Okay. Say, lay, Kay.
Meow, 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 meow.
Hare Shana, Hare Rara, Hare Krishna.
se ke te momo se ke te pam se ke te ka ta ko po se ke te se se te po po se ma
Hazel.
Kaniwawa.
oh se ke pa mona se ke te po se ke se ke te ta so se ne si po se ke te ma sa ta po no se si pete si manana se ka ta po sam se
We are all gathered here today to experience this gift of the voice that is not your own. Let us all be present and recognize that this is from the highest of above, and that we all sit in the highest light in this esteemed gift of the God, of the Creator of all that is. Haya.
Oh.
Light. When I do I know hike my knife with a horse no that will that.
Opa katema komo se kiti si poto kopo mama o se kiti mana se koto se mana na se kiti po ne si a se kiti po se ne po a se kiti po a se kiti ma se kiti po me se kata
Zeo and I, honey.
So como te pe na se ki te popo se ke mana se ke ta na si po ne se ke te papa si ne si mini na mo no na ke ti si mana si po ko si a ne si po zora
Zara.
Na. Na.
Ni ka si ka izoko ko di na ang konting ka ni kada di do uy ka.
Nini soso.
I which one tam porna wa.
You? Okay. Me, le, hai, ne, ka, o, me, sa, do. Okay. Yo.
Me.
Who was it?
I didn't have anything this time.
Halea, alea, uia, ala.
It's feeling it. About to turn into prayer mantis over here. Give me chills. Like give me a twitch. Look at you. You guys bring joy to my heart. You bring joy to my heart. And we can do this all day, every day. And this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So again, we're gonna stop that because how much longer do we have? I don't know what.
Till 4 is when we're supposed to go, so you have about 45 minutes.
Okay, so I guess you guys want to continue. I enjoy it because we're giving each other downloads, and it brings joy to my heart to be in a room such of so much open-minded people, and galactic shamans and so forth. And just so if you guys want to continue for maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes more, that's fine with me. And this is healing. This is like practice. Again, practice. Or we can move into another little practice that I have as well.
Well, I have a question. So you're talking about how the light language rearranges the DNA. So can you give an example of how that works, or what we were playing with, an example of how that works, or talk some more about that.
It's both in the same, but what I say is, like, when someone's on the table or someone's setting what we just did is bringing down that truth, that source energy, that information to help one another. Like what we're doing, I feel that we're doing a conglomerate healing of all of our higher selves and who those higher selves are connected to. So when I say it's reconstructing, it's building up your DNA to what is supposed to be your DNA from, like, source energy, where it's not mutilated, things haven't been taken apart from it. Where we have a 2-stranded DNA, there's some humans who are already in the 12 strands, some children are born 144 strands, 1,044 strands, because we're moving from, of course, the carbon base to the silicon based bodies, a light body. So that's when I say we are deprogramming, reprogramming your body out of this old matrix. Right? So you're not having to feel the pain from what we have on this heavy, dense 3D, 4D type. Because even in 4D, truth and deception still exist. So that's why I tell people to be mindful of who you communicate with and what you're consuming into your body. Use discernment. Your heart will always, you go with your heart will always tell you the truth, that heart space, that Christ consciousness, that knowing. That's why I say inner knowing. It's not about understanding. That's an understatement to who you are as a soul, as source energy. It's understanding, truth, knowledge, your truth, your knowledge. So what it is doing, when we talk about reconstructing it back to its original primordial format, right? So again, you're getting yourself out of this preparation for this 5th dimension, 6th dimensional, going up those levels of consciousness to experience things, and also to awaken all your gifts. So you think that if you were clairvoyant or clairaudient, clairsentient, you thought you was those before, you're moving into this light language, it helps you really move into the field, I like to call it clair embodiment, where you just know, you just have all those gifts, where you hear spirit, see spirit, smell spirit, taste spirit, know it, feel it, like an empath, you feel the different emotions that someone feels, or how someone passed. That's how you can tell, and you're But so what they're doing is programming, awakening your body, your DNA, on all levels, not just the DNA. It's your bodies, physically, your physical body, your mental body, spiritual body, emotional bodies. It's getting all the things that you've been housing in there. Because you think about emotions, how have you been holding on to something from the past for a long time? All right? I can say I'm one of them. Just because I'm a spiritual person, I am not exempt from holding on to something. I'm a baby sister that I can't stand. I pray for her all the time. She's my baby sister, right? And last year was a big lesson for me to let that go and do healing and prayer on her. That if I'm going to be spiritual, I got to do it. Just let it go, right? So, because again, spiritual people have things to go through too. We're not exempt. Otherwise, we wouldn't be walking on this land with you, right? We have things. We go through things just like you. We are just as you are. We're not exempt for those ups and downs. So what light language does is kind of help ease that, move you through out of that karmic debt. We're kind of getting away from that. This karmic debt. This is what we got to do. Pay this, do that. We're getting away from that too. We're getting out of that.
Right. Thank goodness.
So it's helping you. You think of the foods that you eat, the people that you're around, the things you consume through TV, through music. Those keep you in those things that keep you in this low vibrational mindset. Whenever you work the 8 to 5 job, or right? And you're this way, right? Up and down, up and down. Think, this, do that, do this, you know, robotic, right? It gets you out of that mindset so that you can, oh yeah, I can do this, I'm gonna do this, I've got these things to do, and you're just able to whim through it as well. It keeps you at a higher, lighter state, right? So that your body is not beat up, your soul is not being up, your energetic field, the levels of it is not being depleted. So it gives you that. I like to think of light language helps you be like a Marvel superhero. You know. Sorry, I just went and seen Aquaman, and I just love it. But anyways, yeah.
Was it good? Was it good?
Yeah, they speak light language in there. Aquaman, he's got some little light language things, and I'm like, yes. So the higher ones, the higher self, creator, source, energy, they're always speaking through us through things. I like to say Aquaman. They speak to us. They're giving us signs, information. You guys, we just went to the movies last, was it Thursday? Friday? They celebrated the 20th of The Matrix. Right, we paid $5 to get in to go see The Matrix. It was like 20 of us went in a group. My kids, my niece, and my two of my sisters, her friends, Melody and her kids went. You know, it was like we took two rows to go see The Matrix. And every time something happened, we're all looking at each other. Yeah, you know, because we get it. You know, Neo, you know, he was talking about that. Here's what he's talking about. Become the one. Know who you are. And knowing who you are through this light language, because English language isn't your language. Bring your powers to you. Helping you move into that power. That was my other little bitty thing that I wanted to pass out was channeling your higher self. Go ahead. I want to just take one of those, see if anyone else to pass out. Okay.
So, I guess I'm not really sure exactly what I'm trying to ask, but kind of in my own pursuit of spiritual studies and things like that, I've come across, thankfully not a lot, but several people who seem to kind of use that almost as a way to like elevate them, like basically talk down, like to present themselves as more than they are, or present themselves as like, I actually had a yoga teacher once who told us like, oh, I'm operating like up on this level, y'all are like down here, and I was like, they basically use it to be very reductive, or to kind of make it seem like they're just way more than they are. Like people are like, oh well, I have this special gifts and y'all just can't do it. And I guess I'm like, one, how do you kind of segregate what you do from being kind of caught up in like the woo of people who are like who kind of give it a bad name?
You throw you a hook. Right.
I'm going to make copies of that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Of this one and then this one.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. So it's discernment, my relatives. It's discernment, and the law of discernment says you have 5 seconds to know it. And I like to tell people it's the BS meter, you know, when you're speaking to someone and it goes, yes, get away, run, hurry up. Use discernment. You know, I've had people said too that, oh, I went to this Reiki master, they're more powerful than you. They've healed me and I don't have to go to this heart. Blah, 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 blah. It's the knowing. Well, because again, there's people out there that use
That's what
the
I'm like,
ego.
what's the purpose in telling you
It's
that? If they're
ego.
healed, why are they here?
Well, we're all here for lessons. We're all here to learn and know. My thing is, I know that my gifts are in you, and your gifts are in me. We are no different from one another. It says color of our skin, our age, our mindset, our maturity. It doesn't come with age. It comes from here. You know, so use discernment. If someone is being in that egotistic, that's not where you want to be. Because God gifted us all the same. Each and every one of us. If we are Him and He is us, then how are any of us different from one another? If we are all sons and daughters of Him, if we are God, how is someone better than the other? Just like the angelics and the lower dimensions. You think they're better than one another? You think the fallen ones are darker because they're lesser than the angel kingdoms? No. They too have chosen to be there. They too have cried and begged and pleaded. They didn't want to come and do the things that they do. They didn't want to be on the darker levels or the dimmer dimensions. But somebody had to do it. Just like us, right? Where we come from, the victims, the hero, the warrior types. We don't want to come and be the victims. The other people didn't want to come in to be the perpetrators. But polarity says we had to be one or the other. The hero, right? We have to. It's all about experience. We think, well, what kind of God is that? Because God, Creator, wanted to know about Himself. He wants to learn about Himself. We can't learn and grow spiritual evolution if we can't know anything beyond love. And I get so emotional about this because it's true. Why do we want to bicker and why can't we just live and know who we are? How come we just can't remain in that power and stay true to that? What we signed up for. I'm telling you, there's a lot of beings that are out there on the Kuiper Belt realms looking, with their goggles or whatever, because they didn't want to come here. Remember I told you, how many of you feel the heaviness, the denseness in this body when you wake up from a dream or you wake up from meditation?
Yes.
God, it takes you a while to get up and go use the bathroom. You can't function in this body. I'm telling you, you come to a one spirit community ceremony, you'll know. You're working with plant medicine. You'll know how it is to zoom out there and get back in this body and try to get up to go use the bathroom real quick. So, it's discernment. I know. Me too, as a spiritual, I can honestly say I've been on the fish hook too. Believing that this person was better than me, believing this person had all the answers, believing this person could give me everything I needed. But that's not true, people. The truth is in you. The truth is in you. Stop looking for people to give you your answers. Stop people to giving you what tomorrow's going to bring or come. It begins with you. That information is you. You are creator. Believe in yourself. Know that you are more powerful than what you have been told. The man that tells you next to you that you are nothing or merely less than them, they are somewhere lost in that lie, in the deception. They are somewhere lost, stuck in that matrix. So what are we going to do, people? We're going to awaken the sheep. We're going to let people know. All the time I tell people, you're powerful. I am just a reflection of you. I'm here to awaken that up. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right beside you. I'm right here. Believe in yourself. Get your information from you. And I know sometimes that's hard. I can't give myself a tarot reading because I'm like, no, I don't want that card. No, I don't want that card. No, I don't want that card. No, I want something else. It's hard, I know. But then I take it because whether I see those cards or not in front of me, what's played out, it plays out. I surrender to whatever Creator's given me day by day. That's how we have to make it, day by day. What happens, what matters right now is right now. That's why they talk about know, inner knower. The knower is the now, knower, okay, I always capitalize N-O-W, because you are right now, right here, right now. This is what matters. That's what awareness is. That's what ascension is. Knowing who you are. And so my next thing was talking about channeling your higher self with light language. We just practice light language. That light language came directly from yourself, from you. You think it was coming from me? You think it was coming from your angel? It's coming from you, directly from you. You did that because that's what we're moving into 2019, connecting to our higher selves. We don't need the guides anymore. In fact, your guides are already right here, already there. I don't even feel my mom most of the time. I see her right here. I go look in the mirror and I see my mom. My mom's been gone 5 years. And I usually feel her. She comes to remind me, feel her kiss me on the cheek, lets me know. But I see my mom. And through these plant medicine, I keep referring to plant medicine, one spirit ceremony, plant medicine. I've known that the descendants of my mothers and the mothers and the mothers and the mothers is a continuum. And that continuum lives through us. We are the legacies of our mothers and our fathers, our grandfathers, our grandmothers, our brothers and sisters. That's how powerful light language is. We are healing everyone in this continuum and beyond. So it goes far more than just the DNA. Far more. Far more. And it's the simple things to keep your heart beating, give you 20 more years to continue going. You know, many more winters, my kids tell me all the time, Mama, how many winters have you survived? Count them up. Yeah, my kids scold me a lot, you know, I wish I would have brought them, but maybe that'll come a day. You know, these children are teachers. But this next thing I print out was channeling your higher self with light. And so this is just a little exercise. You don't have to do it here. You can do this when you get home, when you have time to sit down and think about this. So the first question is, what is my power? What is your power? What do you call your power? My power is my voice, because I speak the fiery will of God. What is your power?
Integrity.
No. What is your power?
Mine? Healing.
What is your power?
Depth.
What is your power?
I can see.
What is your power?
Enthusiasm.
What is your
The
power?
force.
Reinforce?
A force.
Oh, a force. Oh. What is your power?
Kindness.
Knowing.
Oh. What is your power?
I haven't really thought of it. That's terrible. I think of several things.
That's okay, because I haven't really thought of it as a power, because you're thinking.
That's correct. That's correct.
Oh. What is your power?
Maybe that's
What's coming to me is the love of God, the Creator, and the understanding of all it is.
Oh. What is your power?
truth seeking.
Oh.
Comfort.
Balance.
Green.
Green. I love that's my favorite color. Yeah. Oh. What is your power, brother?
Sound, and to be an example of what masculine energy is supposed to be versus what humanity is made it to be.
Oh, and that's why you're here in a room full of beautiful women. We have a beautiful man with so much powerful energy to balance that out. Oh. What is your power, sister?
Embodiment of the higher realms, my body.
Oh, oh. So what is your power? My relatives, we've been lying to ourselves for so long because of ego. Ego tells you, oh, that's not you. Yeah, no, that ain't you. No, you're too short, you're too wide. You know, you're too light, you're too dark. No, you're too shy. No, you can't talk, you can't do it. And I think I can. You know, hiding what's on the other side of change. What is your power? Write it down. Thought is powerful when you do action. Becomes into formation. We begin to lie to ourselves, right? You know, my power is my voice, my power is my body, my power is my heartbeat, my power is my sight. My power is anything that you can think of, right? bring it, call it in. Call it in. And that's what you're doing with this light language, is calling your power in. All right? Who I am. Who are you? Your names have such a beautiful resonance to it. Your name is even light language. It has your blueprint in it. It holds every information, everything of your Akashic records, all information right now in your name. So I tell people, be mindful of the nicknames that you use. Be mindful of that. But other than that, who are you? I am a mother. I am
Kathy.
I am light. I am
A lover.
I am
Amira, whatever that is.
I am
A friend.
I am
A learner.
I am
I am life.
I am
Divine, universal being.
I am
Say I am.
I am
The embodiment of the divine.
I am
A daughter.
I am what that is. I am
11 of light.
I am
I am
I am
Becoming.
Oh, I am infinite possibilities. I am source energy. Everything you guys said, it is us. We are the I. What are my positive personal affirmations about myself? I speak too much.
Same thing. I think too much.
These are the negative ones?
Positive
Ones? Oh. I care.
I can.
Love to laugh.
I am possibility.
Caring.
I'm sorry, but it's the same as hers. I am possibility. That's, that is my like daily mantra almost.
What are my positive personal affirmations about myself?
I am
Unintentionally.
What'd you say, Jan?
I am a
Love.
genius.
Genius.
Yes.
Open to possibility.
I love.
Keep going.
Caring.
Positive affirmation. Yes.
I will.
Yes.
I am determined.
Yes. 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 See. So and the next one is, what are my negative personal affirmations about myself? Gosh. What is it? Something negative about myself. It's hard to get me to shut up when I'm on the road. I just can talk and talk and talk. Yeah, and sometimes I talk too much. Yeah, and sometimes my kids are waiting for me in the car. Yeah. So yeah, that's my Leo character. Yeah, this is Leo. I talk too much. Yeah.
Oh, our negative ones. I can't seem to get it all done.
Yeah. Same here. Yep.
I guess that I'm irredeemable. Not enough.
Irredeemable. Is that what she said?
Yes.
I'm hard on myself.
I overthink and doubt.
I'm controlling.
Unproductive.
Too trusting.
Is that an oxymoron for a negative?
I'm not enough.
Yes, you are.
I tend to be, or to think that everybody should think or see the world the way I see it. So, and so
She's not kidding.
I have no patience for stupidity, basically.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hallelujah!
You know, we're saying the same thing. She sees stupid people.
That should be a meme. No, I was kidding.
But they too are our brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I just don't have the patience.
I'm too trusting.
Yeah.
Not the person I want to be.
Yeah.
Just inner sludge. Karen.
I build walls and I withdraw behind them because I get hurt too easily.
I have two. I have doubt, and I can be kind to the point of weakness.
Oh. And again, I am that you are. We all are on this vibratory wavelength. So everything that we say, we all can, again, say, I am that as well. I am that as well. You know, I'm a last minute person. Now I get here at the last minute. I'm running late. I better hurry up. I think I got all the time in the world. So I'm on now time, man. Get your butt to places. You got to get sometimes into that. Get there on time. Get there on time. Be there on time, right? So even those negative affirmations we can help with light language. Even those can push us into being on the other side, right? But also what we do and what we know is moving out of duality, polarity. We're learning to embrace that shadow self. I love you. I love you so much. It's okay. I don't have to have shit all together right now. Oh, did I just cuss? I'm spiritual. I shouldn't have said that. Did I mention I smoke cigarettes whenever I want to ground myself? You don't pay attention to that. Tobacco is sacred to my primordial ancestors. It's good for me. The cheeseburger is good for you. It's a negative affirmation to somebody. Light language changes it. People, life doesn't have to be so serious.
Come on.
Zap it with some light language. Lifting it, enliven it to your resonance, to your vibration. And I get cold chills talking about the spirit's like, yeah! Yay, spirit. Right? Use light language on all things, just like you would Reiki masters, healing touch, you sound healers, you healers, massage therapists, healers. Use it on everything, everything. Infinite possibilities. Okay? What are my powerful gifts? What are your powerful gifts? You know what your gifts are. How have you housed them within you? How do you want to bring them about to you? Use your light language to bring it out. You just today, I can attest that I've just heard your light language come out of each and every one of you. That is like a spiritual brownie badge. Bam! Right on your shoulder. Love yourself for that. Praise yourself for that. I do this thing sometimes like, oh, goodness, Leticia, you did so good. So I don't get hugs all the time, right? So I gotta hug myself. My mom says, you need a hug, here's a hug. Because she's living through me. That's the eternal promise. They're not gone. They're not way off somewhere. They're living and breathing through you. Who are my cosmic families? Who are your cosmic families? Get connected to them. Ask them. Because they might not be Lyrian, Pleiadian, Syrian, Arcturian, Antarian. You know, they might not be insectoid. They might not be what I'm connected to. I might be connected to someone else. Even my children are connected to beings that I haven't even experienced a connection with. Am I afraid of that? No. Because I've learned things from them through their higher selves and through their galactical councils that they are connected to. Their tribe people. we all have a cosmic brotherhood out there. We are all interlinked out there. Think about the trees and the plants and everything on earth, under earth. They're all connected. They have this database, these lines. Like we look around, we have electrical lines and all this. They too have lines. Speak to them. Maybe it's a light language from a tree that comes all the way from Peru, or all the way from Tibet, that is connecting to you through that intelligence under Mother Earth, right? You never know. Ask your higher self. It is who you are. Your information comes from just that inner knowing. So, how many of you connected to Pleiadians? Feel that you have connected to Pleiadians.
To who?
The Pleiadians? Pleiades constellation?
And I say that because, not because I know much about Pleiadians, except for that I watched a YouTube video where they explained, how do you know if you have DNA from, such and such, and the person explained the personality traits or the characteristics of the various, and the Pleiadians were like, I was like every one of them, right?
It's like,
So
yep,
I guess I've
that's
got
me, that's me,
Pleiadians.
that's me.
At least according to that one video.
Yeah, so there are some videos out there. There are some folks. I do readings to do intergalactical cosmic heritage to get people star seeds and connect it to their we call not where they originate from, because like people get I'm just a Pleiadian, my origin, like where am I from? First of all, a reader is incorrect when they say that is your origin, because our origin is from source energy. We all are offsprings of Him first. Some of us bounce to come here to Earth. Some of us bounce to go to a different universe before this universe was even created. We are old souls, ancient. That's why I keep saying primordial, right? Some of us chose to go to Sirius A, Sirius B, and I almost said Antarctica. Yeah, inner Earth. Yeah, inner Earth. Some of us are travelers, where we just travel to the different omniverses out there. Right? We've just been traveling. But you know who you're from when you're from at a planet. You're there more than anywhere else. That's where you originated from. Some people just say, okay, I'm going to the Lyra constellation, and that's where I'm originating from. And that's why they know that feels more home than anything to them. Okay? But, yeah. I'll go on to that. So with light language, let me shut up. That light language, be quiet. Yeah. So we're going into that, but I don't have a lot of time. So before that, I just wanted to pray with you all in some languages, just to kind of go over that. But does anyone have any questions? Maybe there's something I said, maybe I left out, maybe something you want to share, maybe something you've experienced in a dream, or in a state of, being out in the realms, traveling. Do you want to share anything? Because this is
I feel like I've been traveling quite a bit recently. I had a granddaughter that stayed a night with me over the last week, and she said, Nana, you were talking in a crazy language all night. And I didn't say anything else to her, but I had been like in this Mexican city or something, and I was hiding from some people, and then I went somewhere with some other people. It was just wild. It just felt like I was several days now that I've been going places.
Nice. And is those vivid dreams? Are you going there? Are you flying there? Are you walking there? Are you just there?
I'm there.
You're just there?
I'm just there, and then I'm not.
And does it feel real? Does it feel like another dream, like any other dream that you've had when you're in the subconscious state? Or does it feel like more implanted?
I've had a lot. Over my whole life, I've had a lot of dreams like that.
Okay. Because usually when we're starseeds, if you can tell between the implanted dreams and then the dreams that you really have, Like when you're really usually when you have implanted dreams because you're somewhere else on a mission, working, so to speak, and then you get these dreams like, "Hey, this isn't real. What? Get me out of here. This water isn't real," you know, and it just bubbles up, you know, just like it's worse than this Matrix. So usually when we get those implanted dreams like that, it's because we're somewhere else working, and that's kind of what it sounds like to me. Is you're doing a galactical mission, universal mission.
I'm a worker.
And they just kind of implanted you with this Mexican dream here. So probably have a lot of Mexican ties, you know, past lives in Mexico, because there's a lot of, again, primordial indigenous tribes there as well, natives.
I thought it was interesting this year. I managed to manifest a trip, not intentionally at all. I'd just been thinking about this place for like the few months before this happened, not intending to go there, but it just happened. And then I decided to do a swim with a dolphin. And when I was walking up to the area where they had the dolphin instantly turned and looked at me and just knew, and there was this connection. And like it was a group thing, so I didn't have that much time with the dolphin. But then later on when I did a meditation, the dolphin came into my meditation and said, "Look, I gave you this download and like we're going to be working with you," sort of thing. And I just thought that was absolutely crazy, beyond anything I could ever think. And I just thought it was amazing.
Yeah. Is that what we call it, cetacean? So is that what they call them? Cetacean beings? They come from their own we call universe. Some people think just because Syrians work with a lot of dolphin energy, but that's where they originate from. But it's not. But they were like not like kind of borrowed or asked to come with them. But they are their own planet. And I want to say that every animal that you see is a cosmic race out there. Every animal, insect, bee, whatever. Right. So while you see in other religions, you see the chimpanzee faces in India, or the elephant people. Is it Ganesh?
Yeah.
You know, or the six-bodied or six-armed person. You know, many legs, many heads. The Nagas. You know, and all these. We see it in all the ancient ruins places and things like that. You know, it's everywhere. So anyways, all beings are all, beings come from somewhere, have their own cosmic race.
Where do unicorns come from?
Unicorns comes from the Pegasus constellation, where horses, Pegasus, unicorns, alicorns. I know anything about alicorns. My 6-year-old daughter told me. She has a connection to the Pegasus constellation and she loves horses. Her name is Catalina. She's a horse person. Like, she doesn't like people. She's like, this is her first time here on Earth, and she loves food. So she's always been kind of a chunky. Like, she eats food. Like, this is her first planet she's ever been on to actually eat food. In other words, they consume source energy just by other ways, right? But that's where the unicorns come from, is the Pegasus constellation. And also, beings go to different places and they say, "Hey, come with me," kind of like a art type thing. Not because their plants were being destroyed, but because they're like, "Hey, come with me, let's do this experiment, let's do this, you know, let's do this." So a lot of the Pleiadians have a lot of role with the with the unicorns and with the dolphins as well, not just the Syrian beings.
Unicorns could be Pleiadian, or they could be from Pegasus.
They are from that's where they originated from.
Okay.
But they also play a role in the Pleiadian agenda. Yeah. They help us with the third eye. You think what the horn is? The moving out that 2-strand to 12-strand DNA. They're very. You can also ask to have a unicorn, like you have a guardian angel. They speak a language too, unicorn language. There's a lady named Starlight from Sedona. She speaks the unicorn language, the dragon language. I mean, there's the elemental language. I mean, she speaks like 27 languages. I only speak about 6. So, but we're moving into that, just like you will. You will speak many languages. As they say, there's about 70 planets in this universe, but we can only see, how many planets do we see? Anyone know? Anyone know about that? 9. So there's like 61 planets in the other multi-dimensions that we do not see. Scientists have proven that. Science has proven that. We can't see them, right? It's beyond these dimensions. The dimmer the light, the lower vibration, the lighter you become. And that's what light language does. Bring you more and more to the light so that you can see in those different multi-dimensions.
Can you say something about Andromeda? What kind of place that is? What kind of...
Andromeda, I've only had like maybe 3 or 4 people connected to that were kind of my friends. I just feel it's really hot there. You know, when I even think about it, I see red, and when I see them beings come in, they come in as red and orange, like there's a red in the middle. So the light bodies, that's what they look like to me when they come in. But it's more like Andromedans, sometimes they don't feel like a woman or a man, they feel more, what is it? Androgynous. Yes, that's what they feel like more than anything. Because I've had a person come in that was supposed to be someone's guide, and I thought it was a female, and he was like, no, I'm just beautiful like Fabian, you know, like, and I could see the wind blowing, there was no wind blowing, and his hair was just going like, and I'm thinking, okay, this is weird. But again, we open up to different possibilities, right? It's like I was watching Animal Planet the other day, and there's a I was watching Water Horse, and the Water Horse, it's right, both in the Celtic mythology, they were both male, female. One couldn't live, they had to birth the egg, then once they birthed the egg, then it passed away, and then that's how they kept going. It's lifetime going. So I was thinking about that, you know, there's like deeper stuff in those movies. Just gotta listen. So yeah, there's infinite possibilities we open up. There was things I thought Syrians were, you know, sometimes they reveal themselves, they can manifest themselves to look different. There's people walking around you, amongst you right now, that are our cosmic brothers and sisters. And we don't even know. Not to be fearful of those. Be coming out. I go to Walmart, I'm like, yep, E.T., yep, Syrian, yep, Lyrian, yep. Mm-hmm. You know, like
Walmart's one of the best places.
They know?
Yeah. Burlington, I'm in the waiting line. My kids are like, Mom, why are you doing? Oh my God, there you go again. I'm like, because somebody's getting this down low. You know, these little kids are looking at me like, I'm like, look at their heads, look at their eyes. They're Syrian. That's why I'm speaking Syrian. And then just like, they need it.
Yeah.
They need it, right? Yeah. Because they're not all going to be like, I'm going to get a psychic read, I'm going to get an intellectual read, and I'm going to find out who I am. We have to be the ambassadors again. We have to be the way showers. We have to reach out to them, because some of them, they need a galactical slapping to remember who they are. So, you know, have fun with it. Use discernment. Your heart will always lead you to the right moment, to the right place, and to the right truth of who you are. I think that's all the time we have today. If anyone has any more questions, or and with that, I'd like to just say a couple of prayers for us all. And and Notana in my language is father. Keshimani Do means this great spirit. My grandpa says we are all money dos, meaning we're all spirits from the great spirit. Notana Keshimani Do Niha Kasa Ukukuki Lihalana Akantanka Sakata Uroku Uzoki Takata Uludu Kasa Ingaka Asoku Atuiana Akasa Kikara Alina Aso Tikata Ukuzuku Takata Dinkata Yahalana Akai Yahanana Kasika kaga suku rudi ti alana aka ti kudu suku ki predudu udi di dalana aka ita ti kada osuku ku pre tagadi di ni alana na ha sa ti ki ti ana na ki karana asa ki baratu ni hanana angsa ti tada lulu koko ni halali li lu usuku lu lila li tata dedek do olia li hanana kada lila nakata yoso ti halala alla lila kala lila ti kada uru do di hidi lila nana aka ka kisuko uru kai no tena mi halana hakira ti hakata iso koko kiri hali hanana mi halana asai ti kase iko usuku tu wai kai sai gina kai lila nai sai ikata ada hasika ki kata sa uku ni halana aka sai ka ni halana aka so aka nani na di na hakita di da ni hana kita hisa ni hakita di da ni hakita ina asika ya kita ahida hai lia na aka da asa kutu uru di hida dia ni halana aga dia asika ni halana kaza aga di da osogo ire kati hanya nania dia nana hakiti ana asaka jika de ida hilana akata ni halala jika de uru kuso kriya ilana na hakata ida ikata usugo ria ta ti halala ni akata ida aisha ko ti habida ida ni halana nakasika ti hakatu jika ya isika tu how. So with this prayer, I thank you for each and every one of you for being present, for being in the moment, being in the now, to be in the knowing, to be in receiving, and to be in that power. Right now, right in this moment, where we are and where we're moving to. I wish you all the very best from my heart, from everything I am, to the depths of my soul, to the depths of this universe. I wish you infinite possibilities. I ask that Creator helps you to remember who you are as a spirit, as a soul, as a one, as an I, the I in I. Remain in your power. Each day, each moment, you are new. You are magnificent. You are wonderful. You are miraculous. You are unbelievable. You are a way maker. You are a mover. Believe will change. It's knowing who you are. Know who you are, remember. Because I can look around this room and I see each and every one of you moving into your power. I know who you are. We've been here before. This I say to you. Remember who you are. And I love you with all that I am. Thank you, infinite supreme beings.